Fire, 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 fire.
Insufferable TikTok NYC nightmare roommate situation.
This TikToker and small business owner decided to make a 20-plus part series about her nightmare roommate in New York City. And ended up going viral for all the wrong reasons. And this is even though she managed to raise a few $1,000s in GoFundMe. But I guess what she described the whole ordeal as traumatizing made people go, okay, wait a second, what actually happened? And when people started figuring out what was actually happening, the backlash outweighed the support. And I guess ever since then, she's been laying low on her social media, especially now that her old roommate Marlon and her best friend have weighed in with posts of their own recounting
this is what I really don't like about social media, is that someone can just air out their grievances and there's potentially like the other side of the story that nobody ever gets to see. And like, luckily, yeah, the roommate's probably defended himself based on this context, but it's like sometimes you just don't fucking get that. You don't get that grace. Oh, I'm abused by my family. Turns out the family's like really reasonable and they kicked out their kid because they were being a piece of shit and they were taking their money or something. You just don't know. I like to try and give people benefit of the doubt unless we have concrete evidence.
Experiences and essentially telling EK, the subject of today's video, that she really needs to start looking for a job. And that should apparently be a priority rather than running to social media.
A sublet I met about a month ago made a 30-part TikTok series about me, and I want to address a few things.
And this, honestly, from what I've seen of it, is a cautionary tale about oversharing online and how more often than not, it can actually lead to you really just hurting yourself more than anything. Because I guess you could argue that, at least in the moment, it feels good to have people
air out your dirty laundry online and being super personable. Oh no.
In your community, I guess, help you with some support and so on and so on. But once your video breaches the containment zone into the World Wide Web, which videos inevitably do if they are potent enough, and you then risk the narrative being completely flipped. And there's a very real risk of that happening. And in this case, it
holy shit, 12 million views.
Absolutely did. And because of that, the narrative got 100% flipped. So now, essentially, a whole bunch of people are just dunking on her. Okay, so to go from the start, this all started back at the end of
I mean, you live in New York. You probably moved there because you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna be an influencer. Deserved.
May, when EK, known online as Cozy Grocery, came online on her fire escape and announced that she's been blindsided by her roommate and was kicked out at the end of June.
24 hours ago, I was told by my current roommate that I was getting kicked out at the end of June.
So obviously, this was a good hook. People were like, okay, what happened here? And EK is a self-described artist that has been living in New York for a little bit over a year. Her full-time job is making cat worry stones, which I guess is a sensory fidget thing.
Cat worry stones? I mean, I can't talk. I have a little squishy ball. Where is it? Where the fuck is my squishy ball? Yo, where did my squishy ball go? Where's my... Oh, there it is. Oh my god, my squish ball.
Hi, my name is EK, and I make worry stones out of polymer clay. I'm a full-time artist in New York City, and I've been living here for
full-time artist in New York City. Jesus Christ.
Last year.
She apparently also had a video on them go sort of viral on TikTok and Instagram and ended up finding a little bit of success selling her worry stones and decided
it clearly worked if she made a bit of money, but
make that her full-time job. So she says that for the last year and a half, she's been bouncing around from sublet to sublet just trying to find a home.
Sacrificed a lot of stability for this. None of this last year has been easy for me. I have lived in 5 different sublets, just bouncing around trying to find home.
Which I can imagine is only extremely frustrating. Unfortunately, however, after 6 sublets, it looked like she was about to be out of a place to stay once again. So 6 sublets in like a year, that's a lot.
You know what's sad is that she probably makes enough money where if she did this in like, I don't know, some state where the cost of living isn't so fucking insanely high like New York, and she'd probably be living pretty okay. She could probably afford to live in, I don't know, an apartment by herself. Yeah, like New York is insanely expensive. I think it's like top 3 at least, isn't it?
Moving. And according to EK, it was all because of her evil roommates. So she began a story saying that she was being kicked out, but then detailed a bunch of little things her roommate was apparently doing to make her feel uncomfortable and policed.
And it felt like she started policing me over things that were so elementary. I'm about to turn 30. This person is mid-20s.
Okay. Is it like cleaning up the dishes or some shit?
but acting like they're in high school. She would not allow me to store things on the top 2 shelves in the cabinet because it, quote, stresses her out. When I moved in, I had a different dish rack than her, the one that has walls on this side. She just had a flat dish rack where she would just kind of awkwardly and haphazardly pile up the dishes. And I was like, hey, I've got this other dish rack. Would you be open to us giving it a try? Immediately she shut it.
Which is interesting because at the time she was also posting videos about how she could finally let her nervous system rest at this current apartment.
This is my room, and oh, she's beautiful. And because I feel so safe and happy here, my nervous system is at rest for the first time in years. And so I'm able to finally notice things that I've otherwise overlooked.
Regardless, she focused on things like them having different dish racks. But ultimately, she says that
I don't know. I mean, you have a room to yourself. Is it that bad that you have a dish rack that doesn't fit?
she reached out to talk about communication, and this is when she found out that the roommate was looking for a new roommate to join the lease once EK's sublet was up.
This is exactly what I said. I have nothing to hide. She immediately came back with...
Wait, what did she say? Holy essing. Okay, never mind. I'm not reading that shit, dude.
I have nothing to hide. She immediately came back with this.
What the fuck? What the
announcing
fuck?
that she was still looking for someone else to live with her. This is the first that I'm hearing of it. I thought everything was fine.
Now, this is important and will come up later, but
maybe you're omitting things that you're not including.
EK was subletting and knew that her lease was up in June. She says there was a verbal agreement, but they would re-sign in July together, but ultimately, that's never a guarantee with being a sublet. At the end of the first video, she teased—
This is why you don't fucking sublease. I did a subleasing thing with, like, a chick that was off of Craigslist, and that was the worst mistake of my life. Holy fuck, that bitch was dumb. Yeah, and then she was subleasing, which was highly illegal, and I got kicked out in the middle of winter, and it sucked ass. And again, I wasn't, like, mad at the landlord, because it's like, I didn't know. She lied to me, and then, like, Craigslist, yes, I was extremely poor. Like, I didn't have a choice. Yeah, like, I didn't have a choice. I was really poor.
This is the fact that she spoke with the previous roommate that she replaced, and I guess it explains so much, and then announced that she would be dropping part 2 tomorrow.
I got some tea from the girl who lived before me, and it gave so much context into some intuition that I had about my roommate, as well as what my role—
Can you sue the subleaser? With what money? What's subleasing? Yes, you pay rent for someone that's already leasing to someone else. But you have to, like, agree with the landlord that you can sublease, which is, like, when you have a roommate. And in my instance, for example, that was illegal because the landlord didn't know that I was living there and paying this chick. Yeah.
Was in this scenario. Okay, here we
go. The landlord has
I don't know
to be
about you
okay
guys,
with
but
it.
I wouldn't tease part 2 unless I thought part 1 was actually going to get people talking and asking for more. So she's clearly trying to drive engagement and I guess people to follow so they don't miss it. Who knows? Maybe she's trying to plug her little her fidget toys. But this is one of the big reasons why I think EK is facing so much backlash, because she's trying to make a whole spectacle out of this. Because I guess it's one thing to vent frustrations online, which honestly, in my opinion, is still dumb, but I guess it's totally different if you're using it intentionally to, I guess, farm content and clickbait. Especially when it's about
get people to click on your Etsy or whatever the fuck.
In other people's personal life that are not public people. And of course, not only that, but she's also posting this on her art/business page. But the second video was very similar to the first one.
Don't you sign a contract with the landlord for 6 to 12 months? Yeah, she lied to me. Do you guys not understand what I'm saying? She said that she was the landlord, and then the landlord was her grandma, and she lied to me. Yeah, like, again, I should have known better, but, like, it sucked. It was, like, the first time I ever rented, and I was really broke, and it was the middle of winter. It was cold. It sucked. Yeah, and I couldn't sue her because I don't have any money. So I basically sat down this chick. I know this is so irrelevant and off topic, but I sat down with this chick and I said, you fucking ruined my life. I hope you feel fucking good about yourself. I have to go move in with my parents and then probably move into my own place in probably 2 weeks. Did you realize how traumatizing that shit is? And she's like, and I was like, you're such a dumb bitch. Like, go fuck yourself. And I just left.
Just vents more and has a bunch of gripes that she had with a roommate and insinuates that the reason they didn't click was because EK wasn't going to let her mooch.
The person who lived here before me, she did not realize how much this roommate was mooching off of her. She would cook for them often, clean up after the girl. When I moved in, I feel like she is going to expect us to share food. And I find out that she used to share food with the roommate before me. And so when she found out that I wasn't going to be sharing my food with her, I think
well, that's just a disagreement with you fucking idiots. Like, I don't get it.
I think that must have been when it shifted.
Basically, she doesn't want to share food or do her roommate's dishes, which, I mean, I guess is fair, but also...
Yeah! What is this fucking dirty laundry type shit, man?
So if you're hoping to get along and get a lease permanently, arguing over small stuff like that won't help you. Also, I feel like most people have had roommates before. Some days you just do the heavy lifting, and other days your roommates do the heavy lifting for you. That's just life. Regardless, while EK has been sharing screenshots throughout these first two posts, they're mostly just regular roommate stuff. And I'm sure most people have had these awkward confrontations with roommates that don't see eye to eye, especially in any major city.
It's like, are we for real? Did I do something that offended you? Because I really want to stay. I'm very happy here.
But apparently part 3 is where EK actually starts to show the receipts of her roommate's flip-flopping and on whether she's going to be moving out or not. And at this point, a lot of people are on her side.
So I was like, when were you going to tell me this? Because until I texted you, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Funniest thing was her just being like, well, it's not set in stone. You know, I'm just looking. I was like, oh, but it has to be. It has to be set in stone. I could have been a week out from thinking that we were re-signing and, oh, surprise, actually not going to be living here anymore. I was like, I've been through this multiple times. I started looking for a new place in March.
Because to be fair to her, if you were under the assumption that you were going to be re-signing,
well, then you're gonna be like looking for another place. I get it. It is anxiety inducing. I'm not trying to downplay it, but like, what?
It would absolutely sting to find out that not only are you going to not re-sign, but you also have to find a new place to live. But also that your roommate straight up dislikes your personality enough to where you have to vacate after a month. So does it warrant bringing all this online? I don't know. I don't think so. But things start getting a little murky in the text when the roommate starts offering for EK to stay, and instead she'll leave and find both a new roommate and also a new apartment.
And said she thought you were cool. I get this text. What if you stay instead and I leave? I was so shocked at how quickly she folded.
Okay, so what's going on here then? Regardless, unfortunately, EK continues talking about her roommate's toxic behavior, again, insinuating that she's unhealed and that's why she's acting the way that—
Oh my god, unhealed. Oh my god, this just gives me like, I don't want to use the word ick, but like it makes me physically recoil. I'm unhealed. Oh, you're unhealed.
Also, I hate when people just use therapy speak to like...
Yes, therapy speak. That's the word I wanted to say. Yeah, fucking therapy speak.
Try to find some sort of moral high ground with people. It's just so disgusting.
And I want a big life, and I know I will have it because I know I am light. I am love incarnate.
We all have the capacity and the ability to have that. This person has the capacity and the ability to do that if she does the work. Accept a lot of from your past, accept it about yourself, be very kind to yourself.
This is such a strange, unfounded diagnosis of a girl. And I guess she's been sharing a kitchen and
I'm the more superior person. I know what I'm worth.
Living room with for like what, 40 days? This just reeks of narcissism. Well, the video ends with a lot of EK patting herself on the back and dropping some girl boss quotes like, you messed with the wrong bitch in the wrong
It's really good at that. Oh my god, you missed the wrong bitch at the wrong time. I know what I'm talking about.
Era. Again, reeks of narcissism.
I am so powerful and magnetic.
Fuck off. If anybody, if a guy or a girl talks like this, you're out. I'd be like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Are you Magneto? Yo, bitch, you magnetic? You must be Magneto.
And I have been told by too many people that I'm not, and that I don't deserve to take up space. I don't deserve to eat. I deserve to eat. And I ate. I didn't do anything to her. She dug this grave for herself. You started the morning saying that you were talking to 3 different people about signing the lease with you, and now you're the one moving out. That's karma. I'm your karma for over your last roommate. You messed with the wrong in the wrong era.
Holy ego, bro.
Imagine you still want to live with someone and then they start
ego.
posting your texts and quoting dramatic lyrics as content on their work page. What? I mean, this would cause anyone to scramble to find some new living situation, whether she gets to stay or ends up leaving. You just don't want to be around this kind of person. But I guess over the next multiple videos, EK continued sharing texts where she says that her roommate continues to flip-flop and drag her feet, sending photos and so on and so on.
Over this last week, I've been waiting for her to send photos of her room so I can make a post and look for my own roommate. She said that she would. Texted her yesterday asking when she was going to send the photos. Yesterday was Wednesday. She said, I'll send them on Monday. I'm like, it's like 3 photos. Why is it going to take you the entire weekend? I didn't give
Because she's not, you're not entitled to her time. Duh.
me a good answer. And I was like, that
Why is
sucks.
she putting on makeup on while recording a video? Because that's what these normie girls do. Because they gotta be doing something. They can't, like... They gotta be multitasking and shit. That's a girl thing. I mean... I don't know. Like, I've never got it, but, like, I guess I don't know. I've watched makeup tutorials, but I've never watched, like, girls do, like, story time while doing makeup. It's a TikTok thing? I don't know. Is this a TikTok or an Instagram thing? I think it's just girls on social media.
Maybe she is still looking for a roommate.
It's the female equivalent of Marvel Rivals footage in the background. Yeah, it's like, you gotta be like, you know, you gotta jingle the keys type shit. Yeah. Wait, that actually kind of makes sense, though. I like both. I mean, like, I don't mind watching her do this, but, like, whatever.
Fill my room here.
It's not the
She wanted to
point.
talk in person. I said no.
Have you
I'm
done
not
your
comfortable
nails
with
while
that. And I have
streaming?
every right
Like,
to say
once
no.
or
So she sends
twice.
this text. Just so we're clear, my plans aren't finalized yet. And if I stay, we're not renewing. Like, no shit.
Okay, remember,
Okay.
like, this roommate is the one on the lease, so it's ultimately her choice what happens. But EK remains firm in her opinion that the roommate is doing this intentionally to F with her peace. What?
I think she's doing this intentionally to f with my mind and joy and peace, and I'm not going to let her do that.
Yeah, there's a lack of empathy here. I mean, of course, there's no chance her roommate could also be struggling to find a new place to live and doesn't want to jump ship yet. Like, what? It sucks for whoever has to move. But unfortunately, this is also the reality of being on a sublease. You don't...
Yeah, it sucks. That's why people really don't like doing roommates and stuff. It sucks. You can't predict a person's behavior. Even if you know someone really, 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 really well, you just can't.
have the same protections as the person on the lease.
As of this morning, I received a text from her that she is now going to be staying. That really sucks because she confirmed in writing that she was leaving. I'm like, I don't think you can just change your mind like this, especially after you emailed management. I'm talking with the landlord. I'm trying to figure out tenant rights. It's turned into a whole thing, and it did not need to be.
Okay, I get that EK is annoyed when her roommate confirmed that she would be leaving and then changed her mind. Obviously, using the word confirm when you're not actually sure, that's going to upset the other person. But it's also insanely ironic to say it turned into a whole thing it didn't need to be when EK was the one who brought it up on social media. But keep in mind, all of this has happened within a week or so. Like,
so basically, women be yapping. They nothing's happening yet. I need to see the other side of the story.
It wasn't a month of the roommate going back and forth. It was potentially, what, like 10 days or something like that? This is still June 8th, meaning EK has the rest of the month to try and figure things out. And of course, days go by, but the arguments that EK continues to showcase are more about them communicating.
Said that I was too stern in my text, and I was like, how? Because I am just talking logistics. She's wanting to have some heart to heart, be vulnerable as a woman. I'm just asking for photos so I can make a listing. I think she's doing this intentionally.
Okay, I think it's time to start looking for a new living situation. Like, put down TikTok and open Zillow or something.
Yeah, you gotta like fucking take your losses.
Obviously, I don't blame this girl for trying to avoid texting EK considering she's posting all of their screenshots online. What? But finally, on June 15th, it was decided that EK was going to be the one to stay if she qualified.
And I've heard from the landlord, not her, that she is now leaving once again. And I have 24 hours to find a new roommate to take her place in order to keep the place for myself.
And I guess everything really popped off when EK found a new roommate and applied for the lease herself instead as a subletter. And this is when everything really hit the fan.
Landlord now for the last 48 hours because they were like, you need to find a roommate in less than 24 hours or you need to find a personal guarantor in order for you to keep the place for yourself. And I'm like, you didn't even let me know 2 weeks ago if I was going to be able to stay or not. And I've just been sitting here emailing y'all every day trying to get a response on things. And now y'all want to be rushed.
She's acting like other people don't have to deal with bullshit too, man. Yeah, like, what the fuck are we doing, man?
And so I did the impossible. I found a roommate in less than 24 hours. I interviewed one person through FaceTime and just trusted my gut. She submitted her stuff and they were like, okay, we need you to resubmit. I was like, why? I submitted 2 months ago and y'all approved me. So I submit and they're now like, you guys make under the income that you need. And I'm like, what the f do you mean? I did the math. We make over the amount. Also, I've been here for 2 months and I've been paying rent on time. That should amount for something.
Turns out the landlord was
Sucks to suck. Landlord's a dick. I don't know what to tell you.
raising the rent, and EK didn't have the income to qualify.
I'm on the brink of losing my housing.
Well, let's get a second job, dumb bitch, instead of making TikToks. It took you probably like a couple of hours to edit this all down to, like, you know, write probably a script and shit. First job. Well, you know what I mean? Like, you want to do this shit on the side? Get a real job.
And I don't know what to do anymore. I was given 24 hours to find a new roommate, and I wound up finding someone, which was really great. I warned her up front that leave if this is too much. The drama has been stupid. She did wind up backing out, and I reassured.
You're dumb. You're the fuck? Why would you blow that?
I was like, there are no.
You literally could have just said nothing and just долбоёбка. Just no brain, zero brain.
Hard feelings. I don't wish this stress on anyone. I'm now facing this final week by myself. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I'm not gonna knock
anything but getting a job. Anything but getting a job.
her hustle, because I have a whole bunch of friends who make income in very oddball ways, but sporadically making polymer clay cats that might not consistently bring in enough money the way a regular day job does to qualify for a lease in one of the most expensive cities in the world. Yeah. And I guess a lot of people were also clowning EK at this point for quoting Mondami's Nick speech about New Yorkers having their backs up against the wall but seemingly refusing to get a job beyond her art.
I don't have like all of the words memorized, but he was like, what is New York if not your back is up against the wall, your dream just out of reach, unsure how you'll make your next rent payment, and looking at those 99.6% odds.
Bro, crying. Bro.
That are against you, and smiling because in that 0.4% New Yorkers find a way.
And obviously
you're not a, no offense, I don't want to be snooty or anything, but I feel like you're not a New Yorker just because you lived there for like a year. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like, or any place. Oh, I lived in Ohio for like 8 months. I'm an Ohioan. No, you're not, bitch. Get a job. Just like every New Yorker. Like, honestly, and it's funny. It's like, oh, 0.4% of the New Yorkers, they pull through. Yeah, because they're juggling like 6 jobs while feeding 4 kids.
the art thing is cool,
She's a
but if you
transplant.
can't afford to provide yourself in the city you want to live in, you need to find a job to where you can at least have a baseline, and then you can work on your art on the side, and hopefully that income will outpace your job, and then you can fully rely on that. But until then,
that's what I did with streaming. I still had a job fucking forever. Yeah, I quit like a good time into my streaming, and I juggled both, and it was extremely tough and hard, and it sucked ass, but I did it.
You're just going to be torturing yourself by jumping from sublease to sublease. But people are also pointing out the fact that she's a transplant, crying about the very common experience of struggling to find stable housing in New York. Because again, New York is like one of the most expensive cities in the world. It is a massive privilege to be able to live there, especially in a good area there. And very few people actually have the income to be able to do so comfortably. But regardless, EK made a GoFundMe so she could pay the total rent herself if it came to that, and ended up making a few thousand.
Help me fight to stay in New York. Holy fuck. Holy privilege. Yo, imagine living in New York and seeing this dumb shit. My blood would be boiling.
Dollars before she closed it.
A few days ago, I wound up starting a GoFundMe to help raise money and try to get the apartment to myself for a month, like to buy me time. I pay that rent and the security deposit, and I may have to pay for a guarantor, and it's a lot
Oh no. Oh, sweetie. That's so hard.
of money that I don't have because I've had a roommate, and so I'm not paying that much.
But I guess once viewers found out that she was asking for people to crowdfund her rent while she didn't actually work, the backlash really started hitting. And this is also when the roommate Marlon herself spoke out about this in 2 videos, basically just making fun of the situation and telling EK that she doesn't owe her anything.
A sublet I met about a month ago made a 30-part TikTok series about me, and I want to address a few things. We're gonna keep it short and straight to the point because
here we go. Some receipt.
I genuinely don't know how any of this is my fault. You started subleasing a few weeks ago. A sublease is temporary by definition, meaning I don't owe you You are not entitled just because you moved in. I feel like I gave you plenty of notice and time to make arrangements so that when you re-sign the lease, you won't be stressed out. You even admitted that you found someone within a day. The real issue is that the rent increased and now you need to qualify for the lease yourself.
But you won't go to McDonald's in New York and get a job over there.
And that is not my problem.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I have to admit that it sort of seems like with the ending and jokes that she is more trying to capitalize on the situation for her own social media. And I don't really blame her because that's what the first person did.
You have moved 5 times within a year. At this point, babe, there's a common denominator and it's definitely not the people that you're subleasing from. I feel like at this point it's you. What sucks is that you made 30 videos about me consecutively, wishing bad upon me, saying I'm getting karma, calling me names, calling
girl
me out of my
bossing.
name. I don't even know you, babe, and you don't even know me. I just met you a month ago.
So I mean, hey, it's fair game. If someone's blasting you online for
Not doing her makeup, she's locked in. Yeah, she already did her makeup.
social media gain, you might as well blast them back for some social media gain.
People have asked you multiple times, why don't you get an actual job? And your response is always, I'm an artist. There is plenty of artists in New York City that still have regular jobs because they know rent needs to be paid at the end of the day.
Yeah, you have to be an extremely successful artist to, like, you know, actually make fucking money to live in New York.
And instead of finding a job, you decide to basically scream, call me out of my name.
She's cooking.
Say that I am a nightmare roommate, blaming me for not wanting to re-sign the lease with you, which is crazy. I feel like if you started a GoFundMe that said, I can't afford rent right now, that's one thing. But because you switched the narrative and basically stated you are trapped in a traumatized, abusive situation with your roommate because I'm choosing to leave is completely different.
And not to mention, I mean, she is correct by saying sublets are temporary by definition. And she doesn't owe EK
That's why subleasing is scary. Like, you just can't fucking risk it sometimes.
anything.
I would not recommend it, personally, as I've been through it. Plus, people can fucking lie, and you could be stupid. I was like 19 or 20, so like, it's on me at the same time, but you shouldn't have fucking lied to me. It's like fraud.
You know, she's not on the lease. But this doesn't invalidate the fact that she did flip-flop in the screenshots, and she doesn't seem to want to address that. Like, telling someone that they have to leave and then changing your mind and going, actually, you stay, actually, no, I'm leaving. I mean, that would be infuriating to anyone. But then, things got even worse when Marlon's friend made her own video about the whole situation that was more or less a dunk fest on EK.
A 30-year-old woman has been having a public meltdown on TikTok for a month because my best friend decided not to re-sign her lease so that she could move in with me. And this woman has somehow convinced a bunch of people to give her thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because she got a lot of pity out of it. It's sad, but it's true. Like, it does work. People do feel pity on the internet.
By lying.
You know, she slammed her art, the GoFundMe, the fact that she wasn't from New York, and her unwillingness to work.
A few weeks ago, Marlon finds a place in Manhattan with me and officially tells EK, like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving. EK starts to crash out because they don't have a job, they sell keychains, and they don't have, like, the base stubs needed to qualify for an apartment. So she started a GoFundMe claiming the landlord is evil and that my friend put... in a horrible, traumatizing situation, although all my friend
Jesus
did was say I'm
Christ.
moving out.
You know what's traumatizing? Living in New York and your place has mold, rats, landlord is like getting sued by a bunch of ex-tenants. That's to me a nightmare. Yeah, roaches. I've heard some nightmare stories, right? Like I have, like just through passing like TikToks and stuff. Yeah, I'm more traumatized hearing about this shit at this point, to be honest with you.
Started GoFundMe saying my landlord is an evil slumlord. The landlord is like, hey, can you maybe qualify for the apartment? Like, hey, could you please send me a pay stub per chance? Like,
yeah, I don't have a pay stub because it's fucking Etsy or whatever the fuck, right? Oh my god, why Manhattan? You can take the subway to Manhattan? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, of all the places to top it up, okay, you want to fucking stay in New York. I don't know how New York works, but there's probably cheaper places to live than fucking Manhattan. The most expensive, like, area, right?
Evil slumlords trying to remove me from my city. Your city, baby.
Bitch, you've been here for, like, what, a year?
Me and you both were from Georgia.
And all of this just continued to
from Georgia. She knows. She called her out.
turn the tides further on EK. But since then, EK made a video
That's right.
thanking people for their support,
Georgia.
but has taken a step back from social medias as well as closing the GoFundMe. Currently, she has her comments limited on Instagram, so they are mostly just supportive. But TikTok, on the other hand, is a
Yeah.
very different story. Comments are berating her left and
I find it so funny when people lock comments and it's like a bunch of supportive ones, but then you actually go digging down. It's all the ones shitting on them, and that's when they lock it so that they can't get more shit on. So it looks like a lot of people are supporting them, but it's not. Yeah, locking comments, yeah, it's admitting defeat. It's basically like, I can't delete the comments, but I'm gonna stop them from, like, getting there.
right? But still, she leaves the videos up. Like I said, this is a great example of why you shouldn't bring everything to social media. It often just explodes in your face, and it's just contributing to people not trusting one another. Like, why bring any minor personal dispute you have with someone on other people's For You page? Well, regardless, it'll be interesting to see if EK returns and if this helps or hurts her cat worrystone business. I don't know. This was just a laughably
Cat
stupid
stone
situation that
business.
no one really needed to know about, but just somehow was forced on everyone's For You page over the last week or so. Hence why I
How
wanted to cover it.
fucking
But if you're new here, feel
terrifying.
free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed
It's funny, I'm pretty sure that I had this recommended and I completely skipped it. Because it did go hyper viral. It got cross-posted onto Instagram.
the video, and let me know what you think about the situation down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I'm pretty sure I skipped it because I remember her face, and her face is mega annoying. And also, like, it went viral on Twitter as well, and I saw it. Drama slap. Yeah, W80Z. 80Z. Go check them out. God, it never popped up on my feed. Well, that's another thing, is that girls are interested in drama and, like, it recommends it to them. I'm just a girl. I need rent. Oh my god, I just need rent so bad. Oh.
Fire, 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 fire. Ah, fire.